shadows fall, dimming the light. Whispers grow, a rising tide. Vindicator, where do you hide? Steel is over, heart ablaze. Through smoky haze, he sets his gaze. Justice calls a burning need. A city's wounds he vows to heed. From cobbled streets to tower high, Vindicator takes to the sky. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Whispers turn to thunderous roar as shadows creep. He slams the door on tyranny's cruel, grasping hand. He fights for freedom, takes a stand with courage born of darkest night. He ignites hope, a guiding light. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Though battles rage and darkness reigns, hope's ember burns within his veins. He'll never yield, he'll never fall. He answers freedom's clarion call. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. A symbol etched against the moon. Vindicator rising soon.
Hello everybody, how you all doing? So let's just get right into it. So everybody put their faith once again in a petition. Hey, how you doing? Everybody. So everybody put their faith in a petition to the government. Let me get it on the screen. Let's get it on the screen first. But as I predicted, they just ignored it. And this is what they're always going to do. Get this up on the screen. There we go. So as you can see here, I'll zoom in on that a little bit. There we go. This is from Jamie Ike, whatever it is. Contempt of the highest order. Well, I expected nothing less, to be honest with you. Parliament will consider this for debate. Parliament considers all petitions that get, notice how they say consider, which means they can ignore. And this is what the government responded with. We will introduce a digital ID within this Parliament to help tackle illegal migration, make accessing government services easier, and enable wider efficiency. So look at that, making accessing government services easier. There's your warning sign right there. This isn't just about illegal immigration, it's about a whole host of other things as well. Accessing government services easier and enable wider efficiencies. So yeah, there you go. There we go. and enable wider efficiencies. We will consult on details soon. So there you go. 2,747,215 signatures, and the government's just dismissed that out of hand. They don't care. They're not bothered about petitions. They do not work at all. The only thing petitions serve to do is to show people just how much contempt the government has for them and their concerns, doesn't it? That's all it ever does. Because every single one of these that have been put to the government has been ignored. Totally ignored. They carry no weight to them whatsoever. So look at some of the comments. Everyone then, they ask, where do you see the UK in 10 years? Where do I see the UK in 10 years unless we do something drastic? I don't know. I can't answer that question. There are several routes at the minute, and none of them look particularly very good for the UK, unfortunately. Hello, mate. It still baffles me that people do not understand the word petition. Look it up in a dictionary. What it actually means suggests nothing more. Exactly. You're just asking. It's a petition. You're petitioning the government. You're not demanding anything of it. You just say, can you please look at this issue? Now they can either say yes or no to that. Again, to answer this, we can petition the king. The king isn't going to do anything because the king is part of the problem. The king, like I keep saying in live streams, the king helped to build the World Economic Forum. He's one of the founding members of the World Economic Forum. So the king is going to do jack shit in that respect. So then, first time live chat, do you really want to know the truth as a born again Christian? It's bad, but yeah, I know it's bad. It's very bad. We're in a very bad way in this country at the minute. Hello, Bluebell. How you doing? Long time no see. It's been a long time since I've seen you on my live streams. I don't have to apologise for being late, mate. This was just an off-the-cuff live stream. So, as you can see from the title, we're covering Keir Starmer's regime ignoring the petition, which was it was always going to happen. This was always going to happen. So, people aren't content with just that. We have this as well. So you get told that one petition doesn't work. So what do people do? They go and try and form another petition. If you don't think it's democratic that 33.7% of the votes should give a party nearly 64% of the seats in Parliament, then please sign and share as much as you can. Currently, your vote can be wasted. It can be ignored. Get your voice heard. Equality for all. Well, unfortunately, JT, your petitions can be ignored just as your vote can be ignored right now. So I don't hold any weight in these things whatsoever. Petitions do nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've proven that from time and time again. The only thing they do is just prove how much contempt our political class, the Starmer regime, has for the people of this country. That's the only thing a petition proves, because every single time they ignore it. They've got no intentions of listening to the people. If they were going to listen to the people, they would never have implemented those systems in the first place, or intend to implement those things in the first place, would they? So look at this. Playing a part in these petitions or polls gives you acceptance and makes you a corrupt government appear legitimate. Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming. Yeah, exactly. We all saw it coming. Everybody saw it coming. It is true. Already sneaking it up in our apps. I've seen other chats saying they are check your apps. Yeah, get it in by the back door. May elections can't come soon enough. I would say that the May elections are only going to serve as one purpose, that is to reduce Starmer's grip, reduce his majority. That's what needs to happen, weaken him. I think that's going to happen anyway, but we'll see. That is unless that, of course, this guy isn't right. Elections are rigged. I don't even know what the word request means. Playing part of it, yeah, exactly. Some of the comments. Why would they listen to it? How many people voted for Brexit and they ignored that as well? Exactly. I mean, this is the common argument, isn't it? That, oh, look what Brexit has done to the country. Brexit has wrecked the country. This is what lefties and the Remainers always say. Brexit was never implemented. Brexit was never implemented. It wasn't. The Brexit that we wanted, the hard Brexit, the one that would have completely severed all ties with the EU, we never got, because our political class didn't want it. They did everything within their power to reverse that decision, put a spanner in the works, slow it down, stop it. It was never implemented. Rishi Sunak had an opportunity to remove thousands upon thousands of EU legislation. He didn't do it. It was never properly implemented. Brexit never happened. All Boris Johnson did was take Theresa May's surrender deal, rehash it, and we got Bruno, which is Brexit in name only. We're still heavily tied to the EU via regulations and that sort of thing. We never actually left the EU. On paper we did, but physically and in reality we didn't. We're still heavily tied to it. So let's see if there's any comments I've missed. Look at this. Starmer and this lad are shit scared, so they're doubling down. They ain't giving two shits about a petition. It's shit or bust to them. Exactly. They probably know. They probably know by now that they've probably only got this one term in government. They've got 4 years. So they're not going to care what the people say, are they? They're not going to face a vote of no confidence in Parliament because they simply don't have enough people in Parliament to call a no confidence against Starmer's regime. So they know that they're pretty safe in their 5 years in term, and they're just going to wreck the country, absolutely wreck the country in that time. They're going to implement all these batshit crazy regulations that the World Economic Forum want them to implement because Starmer is just a meat puppet. He's just a meat puppet of the globalists. That's all he is. So there's no way a petition is going to do anything. They can just ignore it. Many people have said in the chat and in the comments to my recent videos that what needs to happen is a national strike, a complete shutdown of the country by the working class and bring the country to its knees. It would only need to be done for a couple of days. A couple of days of just tools down, nobody going to work or anything like that, and that would bring this country to its knees. It literally would. No need for a civil war, no need for violence. Just staying at home and not doing anything can bring this country to its knees and remove the Starmer regime. That's all that needs to happen. But until people come to that realization and actually realize that that is now our only course of action now, petitions won't do anything. Even there's no political solution for the next 4 years, a real political solution. So there you go. You've got the solutions. You keep asking me in the chat what my solution is. That's it. A complete, total shutdown of the country, a national strike. Tools down, bring the country to its knees. It's that simple. Yes, he is. Starmer is a psychopath. I hate that so much, gloom mugger, but it's shit won't stop. 4 years left, exactly. %, national strike. It's the only way now. This is the only way. You know, protests, marches will only get you so far. At some point, you have to take action, and that's the action we need to take: a complete national strike. Do what the French did: shut the country down, force the Starmer regime out, force a general election. That's the only thing we can do. Stay at home until the government take the terror off TV. and do as we say. Exactly. They forget that they serve us, the people. They've forgotten that. We will never accept Starmer's communism, because that's what it is. Starmer's communism. We will never accept that in this country. We will always fight back against that. I would say national strike, but most will be scabs, just like what happened with the jabs and lockdowns. Even if partially the country comes out in a national strike, it will still slow things down. Thank fuck for national strike, national strike, national strike. Defund the government, it will destroy them. Exactly. He doesn't govern, he rules pure by tyranny. Exactly. He rules by proclamation, doesn't he? I'm starting to believe that all these petitions are just data harvesting systems so they know the dissenters. Exactly. Throw your TV out, for fuck's sake, it's propaganda box. Exactly. I haven't watched terrestrial TV in what? Decades. I don't have a TV license because I don't need one. I don't watch live TV. I don't watch anything because, as this guy is saying, Marcus Hertz, it's pure propaganda. Look at Netflix, how they try to get to kids' minds with that garbage, woke identity politics rubbish that they pump into our kids' brains through kids' TV programs. Then a lot of Brits have moved abroad on planning to do escape. Well, this mess may ask, would you move abroad? No, I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay to fight for this country. Simple as that. If you could, what country would you go to, or don't you want to disclose that information? I'm not leaving my country. This is my country. This is my land. This is where my ancestors fought for, bled for. My granddad went off to war to fight for this country, so this sort of thing would never happen. Many young men went across the channel in landing craft and never came back. They threw themselves at Nazi machine guns to stop this type of shit from happening in our country. I'm not going to desert the country now. I'm not going to walk away from it. Because this is a battle that we have to fight. Either we fight it, or our kids have to fight it a few generations from now. That's the reality. I turned off my TV 5 years ago. Yeah, I've been longer than that. I've had a look, but I don't think it's saying something about enabling AI, but I don't mean that I'm old. Well, okay. Same, I'll never pay TV tax, find another way. Online, exactly. I mainly watch YouTube. I watch YouTube. That's it. I've had a look. Okay, I read that one. This one. Saying it. 50 years of government psyop is quite long enough. Exactly. They've been planning this for decades, and we've reached the breaking point now, haven't we, in this country? We really have. People have really had enough. I saw it in the face of the people that protest on Sunday. You could tell, yeah, we've reached our breaking point now. We've had enough of this shit. We really have had enough. I finally threw my TV out when we had the daily fear briefings. And yeah, definitely. But like I said, I was in before that. They're liars. I find films that I want to watch. That's all I say. You know what? I can't even watch modern films anymore. There's only one or two that I can watch. The rest of them are just garbage. So I'm a massive sci-fi fan, and modern sci-fi is just woke bollocks. Can't watch it. So I have to go back to 90s sci-fi. I've just been recently watching Space Above and Beyond, and rewatching Deep Space Nine, Babylon 5, all those, great TV before it all went woke and it went about spreading the message everywhere. My grandparents fought for this island. They literally ran towards Nazis' bullets to protect this land. Now apparently his grandson, i.e. me, is a Nazi. I don't think so. It's just buzzwords, mate. We're not Nazis at all. They don't understand it. I tried to explain this to people at the protest on Sunday when they call people fascist. Let's have a look at it now, actually. We'll look at the etymology of the word fascist. We'll explain it to people. It's probably a good time to do this. Bit of education for people as well. Let's go and take a look at this. Right, we'll go back. Right, get out of this. Get rid of that. New tab. Right, okay. So, origin. Typing too fast for me, I'm good on this. I don't think we need that one, do we? Origin of the word cunt. Yeah. Fascist. So this is it. Right, the word fascist originates from the... Right, so look. The word fascist originates from the Italian term... To get out of the way. Pasico. Fuck off, I don't care. Right. Why does that keep coming up? Bugger off. Right, I'll get on the screen like that. I'm not going to try and put the cursor on it. The word fascist originates from the Italian term fascico, meaning bundle, which is derived from the Latin fascis. Fascis is a bundle of wooden rods that symbolize authority and power in ancient Rome, held by lictors, or whatever that is, who accompanied magistrates. The term became associated with Benito Mussolini's political movement in the early 20th century, specifically the Nationalist Fascist Party, which adopted the symbol to invoke the strength of the Roman Empire. That's not entirely true, because what they actually mean is, right, the fascists are actually unionists. So the one stick alone was to symbolize... I'm going to put myself on camera for this so I can demonstrate this to everybody. Right, we'll get rid of that. Sorry about that. Right, so we'll demonstrate this on camera. Right, so you have a stick, right? So one stick alone, snap it, you can break it. If you've got a bundle of sticks all tied together, that's stronger. So what does that signify? Alone, you're weak, but in a group, a collective, or a union, you're stronger. And this is where this is what the fascists were. They were basically unionists. So when you see those lefty nut jobs chanting fascist scum off our street, what they're really chanting is unionist scum off our streets. And the irony within that is that unionists stand with them, because fascism is a socialist concept. It's a derivative of socialism. This is something these morons don't understand, because they're not educated. They just turn up and shout buzzwords. They don't understand what they're talking about whatsoever. They stand there chanting Nazis at people. And if you've watched, there's a YouTube channel called, is it TK History, something like TK History, right? He said, basically, the National Socialists, the key words in there, National Socialists, basically the National Socialists were just racist communists. So when you've got a bunch of lefties chanting basically racist communists off our street, really they're chanting at themselves. That's the irony of all this. That's the one. That's the one. Tick history, right? They're basically chanting at themselves because they are communists and they are racists. 100% they are racist. They are fascists as well. So really, when they're chanting these things, they're just holding a mirror up to themselves. That's all they're doing. It means nothing. What they chant at people means absolutely nothing. It's vapid. It's empty. But that's why you should just laugh at them. Not don't get insulted by it, because they're not talking to you. They're talking about themselves. Everything they say about you, they're projecting. It's pure projection on their part, because everything they call you is what they are themselves. They are bigoted. They are intolerant. We know this. Look at when people go up to try and interview them. What happens? They turn violent at every opportunity. I see it all the time. Charlie Beach goes up to try and talk to them. Signs in his face. Other citizen journalists try to go up and interview them. They get violent, try to push them away. They're everything they claim that we are. It's pure projection on their part. It really is. So this is funny, right? This is how they get away, right? Fascism is a far-right authoritarian, ultra-nationalist political ideology. That's completely wrong. It's not. It's not that at all. It is not that. Fascism is authoritarian because there are differences between fascists and National Socialists. There are differences. Being a fascist and being a Nazi is different. There are all these concepts, fascism, National Socialism, communism, all belong to the same left-wing political ideology. They belong to the same thing. It's all a derivative of socialism. People just don't seem to understand that. Get rid of that. People don't understand that at all. Focus on the comments. It's a trade unionist, not unionist as in Northern Ireland. Yeah, that's what I mean, trade unionist. But they are unionists, Steve, as a general term. They are unionists. EDL should reform to deal with the left on the streets now. No, we don't need any of that. That will just lead to sectarian violence. We don't need any of that. We already have a movement, and that movement is the Patriot movement as a whole. Mahmood is the very definition of a Trojan horse. Yes, she is. She should be nowhere near Home Secretary. Obviously, this is why America doesn't trust us anymore with intelligence reports, because of her affiliations with certain extremist groups. From the comments. Funny how cops didn't wear riot gear last night. Yeah. BNF, which is the Italian fascist party, is based firmly in syndication principles. That is trade unionist. So remember all those unison. Exactly, Steve. Digital ID, just more oppressive hostage situation. Yes, it's a digital prison, like people are saying. It's a digital prison. Disney killed sci-fi. Have you seen Alien Earth as an insult of God? I tried to watch it and then I just switched it off because it was just more garbage. They don't understand the less very anti-Semitism throughout the Soviet Union. Communists also killed millions of Jews. Yes, they did. When a prime minister calls his own people far right, it's done. When the prime minister calls half the population the enemy and racist, it's done as well. Because that's exactly what he did in his speech. I had someone come along the other day and say to me that I was twisting his words from his speech. It's like, no, I literally played his speech in the live stream. They were literally his words. He called half the country racist and the enemy. Edward Hitler, I agree. I like the way he doesn't use his skill. If you are like unless he always gives guys a chance. Okay. Right, let's have a look at some more, so we can see some more interesting stuff on Twitter. Because it's always interesting on there. Get some of this up again. I will share the screen in a minute. Share the screen. If you're not already following me on Twitter, by all means go and follow me. This is my Twitter page on Twitter. Spartan Militia at Dark Knight DA. Go check me out on Twitter. I do post quite a lot over there. So, oh God, first one, Alistair Campbell, that dickhead. The lack of media pressure on Farage ties Yusuf Anderson, etc. to speak about the Nathan Jill Russian bribery scandal is mind-blowing. This from the guy who was, alongside Blair in the Iraq war, the illegal war that was fought. He just needs to shut his face because he's the last person that should be calling anybody out on corruption, really. This is AY audits in Pembury Hotel near Finsbury Park, North London. Dig deep in your pockets, taxpayers. Yeah, more arriving. Oh, we've got to cover this. I forgot to cover this. Right, we'll cover this. Because this rings true. This is what I've been saying all along about these people. Not that one. Right, let's go to bookmarks. I'm going to cover this. The guy with the rifle was just reminding me of something. Let's see if it's actually in. I thought I actually bookmarked this. See if I did. Don't think I have. It might be on my channel. It's talking about apparently the shooting at the synagogue yesterday. Two of the people were actually shot by the armed response unit. I kid you not. Right, Oh my God. Manchester synagogue police admit they may have killed attack victim by mistake. Our country's broken. Right, I've got something to say about this. Because I've been talking about this for a long time with these people. They are shite. Our armed response units are shite. They are DEI hires. And I know from serving police officers that have just left the force that a lot of these people get signed off on for their armed response unit when really they shouldn't because they're shit. What happens is they are box ticking, they're tick boxing their quotas. Oh, we don't have enough Asian people. Oh, we don't have enough Muslims. Oh, we don't have enough lesbians. We don't have enough LGBTQ people among the ranks of the armed response unit. And it's not about merit. It's not about skill. Most of them are absolutely shit. They get failed on their courses. It then goes upstairs to the higher ups. They then get approved. They are shocking. They are shockingly bad. How do I know this? Because we had a couple, when I was out in Iraq, come out to us, ex-armed response unit officers come out, and they were shit. They were sent home in the first week. The safest place was in front of them with a gun. That was the safest place. These people are shit. Don't expect to be saved by these people if it all kicks off. They won't. At one time, they all used to be ex-military. They all used to be ex-military because they'd had years of training with weapons and guns. They knew how to use them properly. They knew safety protocols. They've been literally trained on gun ranges for most of their career to be accurate in their shot. They knew how to use the weapons. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, just give anybody, just slap a weapon on them, give a little tick box, out you go on out on the street. Shocking. Look at some of the comments again. So look at some of the comments, guys. See if we can pick some people out. I'm going to cover this, then I'll drop the link in the chat, and then we'll see if anybody wants to come in and have a look around. Right, so look at this. I didn't know that actually. Right, I'll get rid of this. Stop sharing. I didn't know that. He got arrested. AY got arrested, so did AB for breach of the peace. I was thinking this morning, 3 a.m. Yeah. All single men on those boats, exactly. We all know who they are, don't we? Yeah, can't believe the confines of cash cows, big farmer, farm. In my day, you couldn't apply as a firearms officer, but it was a tap on the shoulder. Yeah. They've been doing cop hiring classes in universities. Says it all, doesn't it? Says it all. We've had bad governments, but this one feels sinister and dangerous. We've never had a government like this before. We really haven't. This close to communism. Some would say it's communist, but yeah, feels sinister, dangerous, something different. Feels civil unrest is coming, like we haven't seen before. A genuine tyrant out of control. Yeah. There's been nothing said about the two arrests just up the road from the synagogue in a bomb factory house. Jesus Christ. Stalin and Leiber call me all the names under the sun, but refuse to call those fuckers is a terror, yeah. Right, this is where I drop the link in the chat and allow you guys to come in and have a look. Actually, there's something I need to check on because we're very, very close to 5,000 subscribers at the minute. I just want to see where we are in respects to that, because that'd be interesting. If we are at 5,000, so how close we actually are. We're getting there. It's 4,951 subscribers now, and that's all down to you guys. That is all down to you guys liking and sharing the content, leaving comments and stuff like that. I keep saying this, but content creators like myself, we're nothing without our audience. We're not. Right, so I'm going to drop I've dropped the link in the chat. If anyone wants to come in and have a talk for 5 or 10 minutes, can do. Obviously, if I get more than one person wanting to come in, then we'll do it as one in, one out sort of thing. You know, say your piece, say what you want to say, and then we'll have another person come in. Yes, the attack was very local, Lighthouse Road or lane, about under 1 kilometre by road distance. Wow. Thanks, Michael. Shabana Mahmood was tied to Gaza protest. She did sit in a blockade shouting free Gaza crap, yeah. She should be nowhere near power. Digital ID will not succeed, that's for sure. Yeah, that's going to be a line drawn in the sand, that isn't it? It's amazing how quickly you were praising the quick response by the police yesterday, and now they're shit. Yeah, but I talk about different people in different ways. I didn't even mention anything yesterday. It's amazing how quickly you were praising the quick response by the police yesterday. I didn't praise the police yesterday at all. And now they're shit and the eye hires. You people are fucking amazing. No, we're not amazing at all. We just call out the shit as we see it. That's what happens. We call out the shit as we see it because we can recognise that not all police officers shit. Not all police officers shit, but some of them are. A large majority of them are. Mainly because thousands upon thousands of good police officers are leaving every year. Mainly because they feel persecuted in their job, can't do their actual job that they're supposed to do, and leave. So that leaves us with the absolute shit at the bottom of the barrel, doesn't it? You people, Mong, well, whatever, mate. You're entitled to your opinion. Don't have to apologise, Jack. You know, let's see if some of these critics want to come in. You know, I've got nothing against you coming in and chatting, and you know, saying what you need to say. Exactly, I didn't mention anything about. I wanted to wait and see what the response was going to be from Starmer and his cronies. That's what I was waiting for. I tend to keep my powder dry when incidents like that happen because normally, if you do a knee-jerk reaction to the incident without the full facts, you tend to look a bit stupid. So I held back, and then I haven't really commented it on that much at all because everybody else is doing it. You know, I would just be one voice in a chorus. I think way better other people are talking about it in a much more concise, informed manner than I am. That's why I haven't mentioned it. So yeah, I'm going to drop it in the chat again. I'm going to keep dropping it in the chat. A few people want to come in. All those people that are criticizing me, just come in, have a chat. We'll chat it out. We'll have a debate. I'm open to that. I'm open to having my opinions changed. I can debate in good faith. If you can come with evidence to prove the things that you're saying, that's all well and good. That's how things should be. That's how debate takes place. This isn't an echo chamber. You know, there are lots of people, there's lots of diverse opinion in my comment sections. I don't always agree with all of them, but they're allowed to say it for free speech reasons. Yes, he is. Starmer is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. He's the least popular Prime Minister we've ever had. He's the most hated Prime Minister we've ever had. Nobody wanted this guy as Prime Minister, ever. He got the position by default because the Tory vote collapsed. That's the only reason he's Prime Minister at the minute. So, how can you call officers that mistakenly shoot these victims shit? Because that is shit. Right. We were trained. This is me speaking now as a close protection operative. We were always taught, right, that you shoot if you're sure. Shoot if you're sure. 100%. If you've got a tiny inclination of doubt, you don't shoot. This is how these people are taught. Discharging your weapon is a last resort. Mistakes, obviously a mistake was made, wasn't it? A big mistake. So yes, that's shit. If you are carrying a firearm in this country, then every decision you make needs to be 100% right. Every time. There's no room for error when you're carrying a firearm, because if you mistakenly shoot somebody, that's their life over, isn't it? So every decision you make must be 100% accurate at every single time. That's why at one time we just used to recruit the absolute best in the firearms teams. You don't shoot unless you're sure. They saw there was shock, but everybody knows since October 7th, that Jews were targeted for murders. Shame on those people who bring ism to the UK. Yeah. Here's the SS was circling in the top guys. Yeah. Should have brought them in instead of the police armed response. This probably wouldn't have happened. Technically, the officers were discharging a weapon with a window behind. They even shouted at people behind the window to get out of the way. Yeah. I had a guy turn around, talk to me on the range once and accidentally point his rifle right at me. Exactly. You know, when in these situations, you need people that have handled weapons all their life, not just go, oh, you know what, I fancy a bit of that. It was, I believe, the SAS bomb squad that did the controlled blast. The SAS were about 40 minutes behind the incident. No, I wasn't. I was a close protection operative out in Iraq. Lived out there for 5 years. I was in the TA. since about being 18. I was in the Army Cadets. I went into the TA, and then I came out of the TA. I did civilian jobs for a few years. And then one of my mates from the TA, he actually went into the Army itself, unbeknownst to me. And I saw him years later, and I was in a dead-end job at the time. Didn't really know where my life was going, and I didn't have any ties, didn't have any family or anything like that. So he put a word in for me, because a lot of these jobs a lot of the jobs that you get through word of mouth when you're contracting. So he put a word in for me, and I got in on provision that as long as I passed their version of a selection test, that I could do the job, and I passed. You see the companies advertised on YouTube, the close protection companies. Well, the company I was working for had its own in-house training, so I had to pass the course, and then I had a probationary period, and then I was accepted. Have you seen a great drama called Occupation about private operators? No, I've not seen that. Not seen that at all. Stealth the Crow, we had a guy drop a string on the range because he was frightened of it. Sterling, yeah. I don't think those two have got anything common, Jack. They've got nothing in common. I don't think Nigel Farage would entertain that conversation. I don't believe the bomb was fake. Never believed Labour or the mainstream media. No, they wouldn't tell you if it was real or not. Because to admit that is to admit we've got a more serious problem in this country than they would like to admit. So they're going to play that down as much as they can. And we know they're proven liars. So don't believe anything you hear in the mainstream media at all. Right, let's have a look. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat again, see if anyone wants to come in and have a chat. See if anybody's knocking about and wants to chat. If not, we'll have a look at see if anything's popped up again on X. Any breaking news or anything? See what we're looking at. I'll share the screen again so we can have a look at what we're looking at. Yeah, obviously they're being radicalized. They're being radicalized in mosques, aren't they? Share screen. You know, all these people coming out with a fake. New SAS had raided the home. Hang on, this is new. Not seen this. New. The SAS has raided the home of the Manchester synagogue terrorist attacker. Wow, that is definitely interesting, isn't it? There's something definitely more going on here. To have the SAS involved, there's something more going on here than they're letting on. Yorkshire Road, Wakefield, Cedar Court Hotel, 2 p.m. tomorrow. Join our community to stop the boats, stop illegal immigration, save our children. Enough is enough. So if you're in that area, go to that protest. I can't bear to watch them or listen to them, to be honest with you. This is about covering it. Gobster talks about things. Hold on a minute. I'm downloading some celebrity opinions. Yeah, because who gives a shit about what celebrities say? Who cares about what celebrities have got to say on anything? Their job is merely to entertain us. I don't give a shit what their political opinion is. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not bothered. They're entitled to their opinions, but I just don't care about them. Vin, what advice would you give to young British men, say 21, that are getting manipulated by multiculturalism? Educate yourselves, look at the bigger picture, look at the controversy, look at both sides of the argument before you come to any sort of conclusion. My advice is always do your own research. Don't accept anybody's opinion. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions on absolutely everything based on informed research. I go to the Sandpiper Hotel this Sunday. From what I've heard, there is no protest. And I spoke to the organizer yesterday. I was actually let's go and look at that if you can. I don't yeah. I haven't actually got Facebook. I haven't got Facebook, so I can't see it, so I can't. But I would check out the interview. But yeah. But no, there's no planned protest from what I've heard from him. So he says he's going to keep everybody informed of that, and obviously I'm not going to announce anything that I know about on here because there are people watching that could come and counter protest. So no, I'm not going to mention anything. But as far as I know, there's no protest on Sunday. I can say that for certain. Every petition that gets created, the dictatorship in Parliament will ignore. To be fair, you know, the Conservatives have ignored petitions too. They've done it too, haven't they? Every petition, Jack Benby, Paul Golding, and Nick Coney need an alliance between Advance UK, Britain First, Homeland Party, and UKIP. We've gone through this before, Jack. It's never going to happen. Ben, may I ask you your thoughts on British men? Ben, may I ask your thoughts on British men that bring their foreign wife to the UK, regardless of whether the women are just with them for a better life? Are you for against it? I've got no opinion on that. I've literally got no opinion on that whatsoever. What people do in their own personal life is up to them. I don't care. My main concern with this country is getting it back and returning our freedom of speech and freedom of expression. I don't care about that. The first is to go watch the Apostate Prophet, and he says, stay away from Islam because conversion tends toward vulnerable and pliable people. Exactly. Blair has told Starmer to ignore it. Yeah, of course he has. Matt Goodwin said in a YouTube post a week or so ago, said that there were 700 Muslims running government behind the scenes. Yeah, there's a fifth column. There's a fifth column. This was highlighted. In fact, there's a fifth column within Parliament. It's the former police officer back again. Let's see what he's got to say, shall we? He's gone. He's gone again. He's gone. He bottled it. If anybody doesn't know, I've got a troll. I've got my very own special personal troll. He's like the channel's called Jester. Every now and again, he likes to come in and make silly noises and try to play videos when he comes in. I always let him in because it's fun. It's like poking a stick with a crab. Celebrities are nothing but jesters, live in a different world. Most of them are just pushing the jabs, etc. No, most of them they are narcissists, so they've got to remain in the public eye. So that's why they make these insane comments all the time, isn't it? That's what they do. Littered with Fabians, exactly. I saw Mick say there were going to be another protest in November, but after we outnumbered them last weekend, I thought it was a missed opportunity. Yeah, here he is. Right, coming in. What you got to say?
I don't want you to say that I bottled it then, mate. I didn't bottle anything.
I can't hear a word you're saying because your audio's shit.
You said I bottled it. I didn't bottle anything. So don't talk to me like that, boy.
Oh, I'll
Okay,
talk
I don't
to you
like
about
you
what,
speak
mate.
down.
You're just a
You're
little
trying to
troll.
talk.
You're just a
You're
little
trying to
troll.
talk down to me.
Trolley.
You hate.
You hate trolley. Dance for me, trolley. Dance for me.
Yeah, I'm a former. I'll put you on your ass if I'm still in the force,
Yeah,
boy.
that's it. Dance for me, you little troll. Dance for me.
Don't call me a troll. I'm not a
Dance.
troll. I don't like that.
Now do you walk a shame. Bye. There you go. This dickhead again, armchair warrior. Exactly. All mouth. Former police officer. Chicken. Yeah. Sounds like some talk about Matt Nine Stone. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's back again. He likes to come and troll every now and again. So he wants a bit of attention. So I give him a little bit of attention. It's like feeding a puppy, you know. But eventually, when he shits on the carpet, you have to rub his nose in it. Why does he need to still be in the force to knock you down? Yeah, a lot of these people, right? They're just like I said. They're just armchair warriors. I would know if it's a credible threat or not. Well, he obviously doesn't know it's actually an offence. Oh, here he comes again. Let's let little trolley come in again. Hello, mate.
Apologise. Apologise. Don't talk to me like that, boy.
I'm not going to apologise to you. Who are you, little trolley? You dance for me, mate.
You
You're my bitch.
don't talk down.
You're
Don't
my
talk
bitch.
down to me.
You're my bitch. You're my
Listen,
bitch.
don't talk down to me. You're a bitch,
I
boy.
talk down to you, mate, you little bitch. You're my
I'm a former officer. I would arrest you, mate, if I was still in the force. And you know I would. I'll arrest. I'll put you to the station. I'll take you to the station if you talk to me like that again, boy. Okay, if I was still in the force, I'll put you on your backside. I'm no longer in the. Don't talk to me like that, boy. You did nothing, boy.
Performing monkey. You like my performing monkey? I'm the organ.
Go away, boy.
You're my little performing monkey. I'll
knock you spark out. I was still in the force. I'll knock you spark out within seconds.
No.
Yeah, I would. You never took a punch on the jaw. Right hand on the jaw, boy. Any day, mate. Any day. Don't talk down to me. Don't ever call me a troll. I'm telling you now, don't talk to me like that, boy. Don't disrespect me like that, boy.
You dance to my tune, not your own tune. You dance
to
my tune.
Oh, I wish I could meet you. I wish I was there.
Because I've got control. Yeah? I've got control. You're my little bitch. So pipe down, sweetheart, cupcake, chill out, calm down, and relax. Okay? I have a straightener. He comes in all the time. He mouths off. He wants to be the big man, but in reality, he isn't. Yeah, he tries to talk down to me by calling me boy. It doesn't affect me at all. I've had lots worse than that, dickhead. Poor guy, pissed because he got a good bumming. Yeah, I can't repeat that, but yeah. Making threats, idiot. Yeah, exactly. That's all they've got. That's all these lefties have got. Is just violence. You know, if you actually, I'm not trying to like big myself up or anything, but if he actually met me in real life, he wouldn't say anything. He literally wouldn't. If the petition failed, we can now petition the king, as said by Graham Moore. How many more times do I have to say this, right, about the king? And I'm not being disrespectful here, but the king is a part of the World Economic Forum. He's one of the founders. So the king isn't going to do jack shit in anything. I keep seeing this lots about dissolving parliament. If he wanted to dissolve parliament, he would have already done it. He would have already have done it. It's not going to happen. Look at this. Does that guy pretend to be a police officer? Is he one? Yeah, he's not a police officer, Jack, at all. If he was a police officer, he wouldn't be acting that way on a live stream, because that was clearly a threat of physical violence. Not a smart move for a serving police officer to come and do that on a live stream, is it really? Obviously, impersonating a police officer is a crime in this country, something he didn't think about, did he? And in front of witnesses as well. Not a smart move. He's obviously got the IQ of a sponge. The King's quite happy to be going along with it. He's linked to the WEF along other things. Yet a lot of people don't realise he's actually one of the founders of the World Economic Forum. Yep, he is. I think a lot of people have said this. Gobster Talks has said this, that the monarchy died with the Queen, and it should have died with the Queen. Right, I'll drop the link in the chat again. Anybody wants to come in and chat, they can do. Otherwise, I'm going to call it because we're at the hour mark. Right, guys, I'm going to call it. Thanks for coming along. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you in the next live stream. This is Vindicator. Sign off. Thanks for everybody coming along and liking, sharing, subscribing. You're shy. Come on in. Don't be shy. You don't have to go on camera. You can just come in like I am. You just turn your camera off. I'm not going yet. I'm not going yet. I'm staying. So yeah, just come on in. You coming in? You coming in CCC? Are you coming in or not? Okay then. Right guys, I'm calling it here. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing the content. I shall see you all in the next live stream, the next video. This is Vindicator. Signing off.